how is life at Leeds High School?
Man, life at Leeds is great. Love this community. Love our kids that we have here in all sports. But I work closely with the football squad, so those guys have become near and dear to my heart. I've been here a while now. All of a sudden, and it's been a fun adventure to see us come as far as we've came in an infrastructure way, and also having some good times on the football field.
Yeah, when was your first year there? I forget.
2019.
Oh wow, so you're going into what is it, year six or something like
Year
that now?
six, yeah, going into year
Man,
six.
man,
Yeah, I did the same thing at Clay. I kept all my boxes packed up just in case they fired me after a year or two. I looked up at Clay Chalkwell. I'd been there 8 years, and I figured I might as well unpack them.
yeah, yeah. No, we all keep those boxes pretty well packed for a while.
That's right.
I want to ask you real quick because I just thought of it. I've got one of these scheduled with him as well. But Eddie Wall, he'd been with you a while and D coordinator at Leeds. He gets that Chilton County head coaching job. How cool was that to see one of your guys elevate?
But it's been fun to watch. Eddie played for me at Oak Mountain, and I've been he and his family and my family. We've been in each other's lives for now almost 30 straight years, and I've watched Eddie grow, and I'm so proud of the job he got there at Chilton County, and I was blown away by the support they showed at Meet the Coach night. I think he's ready. He's applied for some other jobs from here and there, but the Lord always puts you in the right place. He's got the youthful energy enough to kind of just have a positive attitude about what they can accomplish there, but he knows the details and how you really get there, doing the hard work, loving your kids, and developing the kids that you have that live in Chilton County.
Yeah. You mentioned Clay. Obviously, this is about Leeds, but I can't go without asking at least one Clay question.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, I saw you a lot in November and then December,
yeah,
on the sidelines I don't remember, I guess was that the Parker game I saw you at?
yeah.
Um,
We were there for the Parker game at Clay, and that was unbelievable. Seeing, I was happy that the people returned to watch. You could not stand in that stadium.
yeah.
Luckily, they finally let me in the gate. The assistant principal threw me out because I didn't have the right badge, and so I was turned around to walk away. And Coach Dallas, who is the principal there now,
Yeah.
kind of made mention that I'd worked there before, and maybe let me in the end zone.
My gosh. Not let onto the field that's named for you.
But it was funny because he did say his name is on the field. You got to let him in. But I'm a
Uh,
rule follower, so I should have had the right badge. But
yeah.
they
So
did let
what
me help. They did let me help clean up the chairs after the game, so I felt like I was back at home.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was cool. I think I captured that on some video and some people like that. But what was that like down in Tuscaloosa? They win the title, and obviously you're the head coach at Leeds now. But seeing these guys, Coach Gilmer, who coached with you, Stewart, offensive coordinator, Justin Burdett on staff, like, what was it like? Did you feel like a proud papa? Like, what did you kind of feel like seeing that?
Boy, I really do. All those guys, like the principal we hired when I was there, and he was our ninth grade coach, and he ended up getting his doctorate. He's doing great things in Jefferson County. And what Drew, of course, came to us after year one that I was there, and he was just phenomenal. Obviously, he's one of the best coaches in the state of Alabama, and all of those guys that had a part from the old days, seeing them work, seeing seeing that the most impressive thing was the kids at Clay. Number one, love football, And then number two, they reminded me exactly of the kids at Clay from when I got there, and then when I left. They are the same kids. They're good kids, are hardworking kids. They have fun. They're energetic. I just love watching them play. They're tough. And but yeah, it was like a proud papa moment, which you know, I can't even explain it to you. To watch one of your guys win his second state championship, that puts you in an elite company in the history of high school football. And I know, behind the scenes how much Drew has done for the kids at Clay Chalton, including having a lot of them in his own home and living with him for a while when tough times came. So all those untold stories like that and the history of all those guys that are on the staff, and then the incredible kids there. That was unbelievable pleasure to be there, and I was thankful that Drew called me when they made the state championship game and said he had a pass for me. So I was glad not to have to sit up in the stands.
Yeah. Um, Unfortunate transition here. Forgive me. But you mentioned elite company, getting a second state championship. How much easier would a road to a second state championship be for you in 5A if Ramsey was somewhere else?
Ramsey's got a great team. They really do, and they have a good setup. They are a specialized school, magnet school, so
Yeah.
they have a lot of attraction there, and that's a wonderful school. I used to sell to them when I was retired for a little while, and I love those guys over there. And they have had quite a run of athletes. Last time we played them, I was so disappointed in how we played. We had a chance to cut the thing to 14-7 early, and we fumbled, and from there the wheels just fell off. But yeah, if Ramsey would go on to move up to 6A, I'd be thankful for sure.
Yeah, the only reason I say that, so what was that, second round this past year and third round, the quarters in 2022? They're
Yeah, in 2022, we really had an opportunity, and we kind of caught them with a few things. We weren't as talented as they were, but we hung in there in the game, and we end the game with a chance to possibly tie it. And we kind of dropped the ball there on a pass. That was a good pass from Jared Latta to Connor Nelson. And if he catches that, then who knows, And they went on to just boat race everybody else and win the state championship. Had a chance to win it again. They do an incredible job. But we're concerned with the kids at Leeds, the kids that grow up here, that want to play here, that move here legitimately, and and I am beyond happy with how tough our kids are, and they really the kids that are seniors now haven't really experienced anything negative in football other than we can't get over the Ramsey hump. So hopefully, hopefully we'll keep pecking away at it, and maybe it'll turn our way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so 2024 this year, like you mentioned getting over the hump, but like what do you think about this year's team? What do you lose? What do you bring back? What are some strengths, weaknesses, that kind of thing?
Well, we lose a lot on defense. We lost all four defensive linemen from last year, had scholarship offers, and three of them took the offer. One of them's going to go on into his trade profession. Um, and, just had some really great kids. Lost a couple in the secondary, and all or two of the three linebackers would be new. Although one of them played, he didn't start as a 10th grader, but he's going to be okay. That makes it pretty fun on that side of the ball, and I've been on that side of the ball this kind of spring where we do our hour a week little training. I know it's not real football, but I get an idea of how they move, how smart they are, try to install a few concepts. So I'm excited to see where those kids can come to. Been in that position before, and the kids responded, and we'll stay disciplined read our keys properly and all that kind of stuff. We're good. Body wise, we're in good shape. We're a strong team. So I don't worry about that. But the inexperience on defense is a little bit of a concern. Offensively, we return just about everybody. I think 10 of the 11 are back.
Wow.
Uh,
Whoa.
and, we got a good running back, ZJ Dale, and Grayson Ford does a great job back there. Connor Nelson, of course, is our best athlete, plays quarterback for us. And then those dadgum linemen, four of the five, we lost the one there, but four of the five right there are returning starters, and some of them for a couple of years. So we think that'll be a strong suit. And then we got a receiver core that was really young last year. We had a ninth grader and a 10th grader and 11th grader playing. And then, of course, all three of those guys are back. We got a
Wow.
freshman kid that this guy has unbelievable speed to combine with Taylor Gator, who is, just ran a 11:03 or whatever he ran at track meet yesterday,
Jeez.
kind
Jeez.
of seventh in the state. So I feel great about where we are. We have a no butthole policy this year. So if your attitude is bad, we had a few last year, and I think that probably hurt us a little bit. So we're not tolerating anything other than humble hard work. So I feel great about our
Yeah.
kids here at Leeds.
I like it. Does that help some like when you have those kind of concerns you mentioned either side of the ball, but like you mentioned in your case defense, does it help or do you feel like it will help having such returning experience on offense? Like if it takes the defense a bit to kind of play catch up and stuff, you know what you're getting with your offense.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, here's two things that happen. One, Jeremiah Middleton does a great job. His staff do a great job with our offense. He's very creative and just a brilliant offensive coach, in addition to being a great basketball coach. So he puts us in a right position. He understands how I like to play. We can play fast, but we can also control the clock. And at the end of the day, when you get down to it, what I believe in is knocking people off the ball and just being relentlessly physical and then see where we end up. But we will need them to be good early
Right.
as the
Yeah.
defensive bunch comes along. We can stay away from injuries, though. I think, one of the reasons we kind of upgraded our schedule, kind of play a little bit tougher. We play Mortimer Jordan and Shays Valley right off the bat.
Yeah.
We'll play a lot of athleticism, bigger school, probably a few more kids than we'll have on the team. And I think those experiences will pay off in a region that is all of a sudden much tougher with the
Yeah.
addition of Jacksonville and Center Point. So
Mhm.
we better have our chin strap on and be ready to play because it's gonna be a fun ride, interesting ride.
That's what I was going to ask you about. Like, looking at this schedule, y'all got what the six region games, and then non-region. I mean, you open the season August 23rd at Mortimer Jordan, host Shades Valley the next week. Uh, right in the middle of the schedule, you travel to Briarwood. I'll lobby Kyle for that to be my game that night. So
There
I'm
you
putting
go.
that out there right now.
There you go.
And then round out the season against Pelham. That's quite a non-region schedule.
Well, look, three of those teams made the Class 6A playoffs last year. Briarwood falling down to 5A this year, going to be formidable. I think they're a playoff type team. Obviously, I have a close relationship with those guys over there, respect them a lot. But the most important thing about that game is it's about 15 minutes down one road, and we'll be back in 15 minutes on a non-region game against great competition.
Yeah,
So we look forward to playing that level of schedule. And the Pelham, Pelham is just got so much better last year, and they're going to be formidable. And here was my thinking, okay, and it's the wrong time to think like this, but it just kind of goes to who I am. We're losing a lot on defense. So yes, I could have signed Pell City back up probably could have found one more uh, game that we might be favored in or whatever. But if we're going to get over a Ramsey hump or these great teams in 5A, then by gosh, we need to play a little stronger schedule and see what we got. Because a lot, I remember when I was at Oak Mountain, we were there with Hoover, Vestavia, and all them cats in the same region, and they had far superior talent than I did at Oak Mountain. But what I saw is the Oak Mountain kids learned that that was just the standard, and so they raised their level of play. We had a little bit of success there, and that was fun to watch. So, same idea here. I don't care what size you are, how good you are, how fast you are, whatever. Be disciplined in what we teach you to do. 11 of you play together, and then at the end of the day, and I tell them this all the time, and it's true. And it takes a little while. When you're young, you don't think like this, but you know, I don't really care about the winning and losing. Well, the most fun thing for me is the preparation leading up to the game and then seeing how well we did it together. And if you do that, you can accomplish really what we've accomplished here
Yeah.
at Leeds, which is go out every week, play consistent, and win a bunch of ball games.
Yeah. So that non-region schedule, obviously by design to kind of test your guys and see where you're at and prepare for potential playoff run, that kind of thing. Is it important to you, like we start seeing more and more of these like out of state games? Like is it important to you to play teams that are from Alabama, or like was there any thought to that at all?
I'm gonna be honest with you. With the and we've played out of state games uh, at Clay Chalkville, and that was a pretty fun deal. But it was usually a special event. Like ESPN wanted to have something, and we got to stay in a hotel for free and play the game. You're not going to turn that down and have a little fun like that. But
Right.
here's what I look at when I look to schedule nowadays at my age and all like that. Those guys at those other schools, Ruben at Shays Valley, and of course, Dustin just stepped down at Mortimer Jordan, uh, and then of course Matthew at Briarwood. Those guys are not just coaching friends of mine and competitors; they're personal friends of mine. And so to get a chance to hang out with them for 5 or 10 minutes before the game and catch up through the whole week of both coaches lying to each other and kind of making up stories, those are times that I do not forget. I know those guys are classy guys. I know how their guys will play. I think they do it the right way, which is maybe a little issue in our state. And so I appreciate playing that. Win or lose, we competed and, we move on down the road. And I got to see my friend again because at the end of this thing, man, you're going to look back and all those memories will fade. I've been fortunate to be on top. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've been fortunate to be on bottom because it keeps you right where you are, understanding I'm just a guy trying to get better, trying to coach better. I might be the number one at loving kids and trying to help, but we're just trying to get better each and every time. So playing those people, it encourages my soul to continue in this game, man. It's just a wonderful thing, and it's a unique thing in a workplace environment that you become so close to a competitor and you can compete. I mean, relentlessly compete, and you might even be mad at each other after the game. But the next time you see them, man, you hug them, and we just can move on. So that is an important thing to me nowadays to play quality people, quality schools.
Yeah. Um, I'm a big records guy.
Yep.
I'm looking at Leeds all-time records. It looks like 569 wins in school history. You gonna be there for 600?
Oh, is it really 569? Wow, I didn't know that.
That's what the Alabama High School Football Historical Society says.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It really. that depends on the people here. You know, the superintendent and principal here, they've been really good to me. I'm in great health. I don't even take an aspirin, which I probably should, but I thank the Lord for that kind of blessing to have my health. Two of my children live here in Leeds now. So as long as I feel good and my wife feels good about what I do, and it's this kind of place, where we all just work together to be a little better. I hope, let's say 4 years, 4 or 5 years to get to that 600th win. That'd be a big deal. But if we go 1-9 every year, I might be 85 years old. So who knows?
I got you. What are you excuse me? What are you looking forward to most about this coming fall? What's the what's the one thing you've got your eye on?
Well, there's a couple of things that I'm looking forward to. That there's some great things happening here. Um, as you get a little bit longer into this business, you understand that things don't happen immediately. But we came here 5 years ago, going into our 6th year, made a lot of upgrades with our facilities around the schools and the athletic facilities. We got an $8 million field house about to be built, a whole new thought and redesign of our stadium and our complex with our baseball and softball field. We just really upgraded for the kids. So if we can keep that momentum going, that's a good thing. I'm also looking forward to uh, the increased numbers we have here at Leeds over the last, I know, 3 years. I've bought over $50,000 worth of helmets, and I didn't throw any of them away. I mean, we used the ones we had, and I ran out the other day because we have so many middle schoolers trying out for spring training. And so that is just such an encouragement to me, knowing that if we can get those numbers, and my goal is to have 90 to 110 varsity players. We're close to having enough numbers to have a varsity team, a JV team, a ninth, an eighth, and a seventh all separated. Uh, and so that is encouraging.
Wow.
But the number one thing that I think encouraged me is just this group of kids at this point, at this time, because I believe they're in the right place at the right time to accomplish something together that they will remember forever. And my job is to make sure we get all the pieces in place and coach them good enough that they have just a wonderful experience. And they leave high school and go, you know what, I can do anything I want to do in the world. I can be whoever I want to be. This is the way you get here. No shortcuts really ever pay off. So, let's stick to the plan. And then I hear from like Kavion Henderson up at Arkansas. He calls the other day. He's talking about having camps around Leeds and all these wonderful things. That's a testament to his grandmama who raised him. But it's neat to be a part of that, to see a kid that was a little bit of trouble in middle school, and then grow up to be a guy that's handling all that's thrown at him nowadays at 18 years old. He's not even graduated, supposed to be graduated high school yet. And he's up there, been through spring training, managing his money well, taking care of his classes. So those kind of things is really what I look forward to the most.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what high school football, what high school sports are really all about. Whether that
Well,
gets lost sometimes these days, but that's really the
yeah,
root of
they used to be. You know, I look at all those guys and that when I was a young coach coming up that mentored me, and I'm so thankful for that because we've gotten off the track in Alabama in high school football, and we're in this in between NIL, but I'm going to do everything in my power to win, and it doesn't matter about the rules. Let's just figure out a way to get people so I can win, so I can wear rings, so whatever, it's a little bit of a turnoff that's kind of gone that way because at the end of the day, I think, one day there'll be a headstone, and that dash right there, at least for me, I want it to be like he at least tried to make a difference. I may not have been good at anything, but he at least tried. And, the Buddy Andersons, Chris Yeagers, Jerry Partridges, just a host of people um, poured into me when I was the new head coach. And I got the point right away. It's way more about other things than football. It's about people. It's about relationships. It's about leading folks and giving a kid hope. And so I hope we get back to that. I hope our state association, uh, with the budget they have down there, will tighten up, or let's just say there are no rules and we can all play by those rules and see who can navigate it the best and win. So, it's a little discouraging for guys that grew up in a different way.
Right. Like, how would you like? Because you mentioned being in the in between, and it does feel like Alabama is in that. I mean, just in which way is it going to go? But it's also between a lot of states that have said we're going this way. You know what I mean? Like, where would you go if you were commissioner of Alabama? Of high school sports in Alabama. What would be your kind of way of quote unquote fixing it, or kind of laying that direction?
Well, the first thing I would do is listen to the people that have boots on the ground, not just a committee of 12 or whatever, 14 that have their own selfish interest at heart. Not saying that anybody does, but it's just human nature for us to say, well, that will help at my district or my school or whatever. And I get that. That's representation. But listen to the boots on the ground. All right. If you have a rule, enforce the rule. If you want to change the rules, change the rules. All right. Now we're in an issue where you got the state legislature, NIL bills are being passed, but it's probably not going to go through. But at some point it is going to go through because we're a selfish society and everybody's looking to what they can get. All right. So that's fine. If that's going to go through, or if we wanted to say you can go to uh, whatever county or whatever city's virtual school, not really live there and play there, as long as you're academically eligible, that would be fine with me. But let's just make it a rule instead of playing these games where we $100 fine over these stupid little rules. Okay. But we never take action on the big rules. It's just very frustrating. You can even send some folks out and that can check on these things, but you have to do it at your own expense. Well, we pay all this. I mean, if you look at the budget at HSAA, I remember when we were going to have investigators, that was the big new
Yeah,
thing, and
yeah,
that was going to be their job. I don't see any evidence that they've investigated anything. We got people staging homes in areas where schools are. They'll stage that home for a period of time and then move back to the original home. It's
yeah,
not and so, but that says more about where our culture is today.
yeah,
So you get a couple of trainers or a training facility or whatever that's associated with a particular school, and then they go there and you get all your boys to, hey, that guy trains with us, let's get him over here. And I get it. It's fine. Whatever. But let's just say what it is.
yeah,
Academics still need to be the most important. So make a kid academically eligible. Don't care where you live. This is America. If you want your kid to go to the whatever school, let it go. Academically eligible, and you can play at this school. However, if this was just me, if I could be um, a dictator commissioner, it would be like this. As long as the kid is academically eligible and on track to graduate, all right, don't care where you live. But once you attend that school, you are there for one school year, period. End of story. It doesn't matter if you want to leave to go play for a better school because you all of a sudden got a fake offer that you can't commit to, and now you think you're somebody. If you really track those people, it fades out pretty quickly. But you've got to stay there 1 year. Then before the start of the next school year, then you can go to another school for athletic purposes. Now you can go to another school to be a student, no,
Yes.
But if that,
Yes.
I would just make it simple. I'm a simple person. Who cares who goes to what school? We're going to take our kids, do the best we can. It's much bigger than wins and losses. But if you're academically eligible, don't care where you live anymore. We already have that rule. As long as you don't play varsity for 1 year, you can live in
Right.
New York City, play at Leeds. As long as you don't play varsity for 1 year, then you're established here. So let's quit playing around. Let's quit wasting money. Let's give coaches their integrity back. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And just make it simple. The only rule is athletically stay there 1 year and then let's roll on to the next year. It's coming to that. But I can tell you this, if NIL passes for high schoolers in Alabama, and this is America, I don't have any
Sure.
qualms with whatever, whatever people want to do with their own family, own lives, I don't care. All right. But if it comes to that and I'm a smart coach, you know where I'm going if they'll hire me? The place that has the most money.
Yeah.
Then I can have the most money to pay kids to play. I mean, it's
Yeah.
simple as that. Okay. I wouldn't do that. I love this place. I'm gonna stay at this place. And like I told a coach friend of mine who's a great young ball coach, I said, look, we're gonna play, you're gonna win, or I'm gonna win, and the next day my life is gonna continue. It's not the end all in this whole deal,
Right.
okay?
Right.
But I am very concerned, uh, and I feel like now high school coaches in the state. I used to feel like we had a voice and we could talk to folks and things would move in a certain direction, but now I don't. They're not. They're not concerned with what the boots on the ground see. And I'm not saying this combative. God bless them, man. You figure out a way to run off at Bryant Denny or Jordan Hare or Progressive Stadium, wherever we end up playing, and you have a championship. That's a great moment. That's a great moment. But later on, you got to really question. Really, how good am I? I might be a great recruiter. How good am I as a coach? My chosen profession. Now, they change the rules. We all gonna go with the rules. I'm gonna find some rich folks, and we're gonna start a collective or whatever you want to say right there. And we're gonna take care of kids financially, and we'll see who the best one can do that is.
Yeah. Well, it seems like, I mean, it's obviously a slippery slope, and we've certainly seen that in college. But like, I remember when NIL really first started, and I remember a kid that played at Hewitt Trustful and signed. He's at Alabama, and he did like a commercial for like a local like food service place in Trustful. And I was like, this is cool. Like he's just saying,
Yeah.
hey, this place in my hometown, they're giving me a little bit of money. Come get their food. I eat their food. It's great. And I'm like, that's neat. But this whole like who can, who can fill up a pot of money with the most amount of money and then just throw it at them. That wasn't the intent.
Well, it may not have been an intent, but this is America's. It's a free market, okay? And I got no
Yeah.
problems with that. Believe me. Believe me. All I have to do is I could probably make one call. And Leeds would have one great NIL. All right. I mean, I'm not saying that braggadociously. I'm just saying we don't do that because that's not the current rules. If it becomes the current rules, I'm going to go raise money, and I can raise some money. I mean, we built a
There's
lot of
one
stuff.
e- there's one
We
easy phone call you could make in Leeds.
there's there. Well, I wasn't talking about him, but yeah, I forgot. I got another one too. But yeah, I'm sure Charles would be competitive enough to say we want Leeds to be the best, and he would help. But what I'm saying is this: I it is cool to see a local kid do a commercial for, Millennial Bank in Leeds, or, the city of Leeds. I mean, well, how much better can it be? I mean, it's intoxicating to, kind of be that guy, but let's not lose the fact that we're raising people that will have children. And if we raise them to just get all you can get, they're going to raise people even worse, which we can't stop that. I mean, we can read the book, and then the last book tells us how it's going to go.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just think what we can do is let's just build it to the times, and just with a little bit of parameters. And then the second point I'd say is this: you're going to see this in college football. It's not going to be college anymore. There's going to be a select group. They're going to be like the pre NFL group. And then you'll have regular college again with some of the other schools that are left. But here's what happens usually: we've seen it with sports leagues, and we've seen it in companies. The ones that blow it up so big so fast, in other words, college NIL, for instance, there's a bubble that will burst at some point. And then people will try to say, all right, we got to do something because the bubble has burst. And it usually involves, people misusing money, or all these different kind of things. But I tell you what I worry about. I hear the college coaches that come by here, and there's a lot of them. They come by here a lot. You should see those guys' faces nowadays, because they're not just trying to recruit or maybe take a junior college kid, or maybe there's an occasional transfer. They're hoping that the 10 kids that were in the D line room are there tomorrow.
Yeah.
And man, it makes me thankful to just roll out here and, you know, somebody said,
Yeah.
"Hey, coach, I forgot my pencil," and I loaned him a pencil. I say that's a good day for me. But all that will burst at some point, just like everything else. You get we've all seen stocks. It's hot for a minute, and then it bottoms out. That the same thing will happen to NIL. But I don't care about all that. What I care about is high school football. A bunch of men and women who have dedicated their lives to helping kids. I'd love to get back to that. Whatever the rule needs to be, that's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
just stay 1 year at a place and be academically eligible, and let's roll on.
Yeah. I mean, keep it simple. That's it.
I think they used to say about Barry Bryant, he'll take his and beat yours, and yours and beat his.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's where I take pride as a coach. Is I want to do the best I can for this group of kids this year. That's really all that matters. My superintendent, I tell him every year we're not going to be very good at football this year. We're down a little bit. I don't know that he believes it anymore, but he says the most profound thing. He says, "I know we'll be as good as we can be."
Hmm.
That means a lot nowadays.
Yeah. No, it does. It does. Well, that's all I got, Coach. I'm going to put this out there. Kyle Parmley leads at Briarwood, September 27. That's going to be my game. I'm putting it out there.
Absolutely. Kyle, you just got to get out of the way, man. Gary's back, baby.
I've been doing this a little longer than him. I maybe I should get a little seniority there. Once upon a time, Kyle Parmley was my intern, so I've got a little bit
How
of
about that?
seniority there. Little bit
Well,
of seniority there. He's the
I,
man now, but
I think I remember though. That's a Clay boy, right?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I forget what year Kyle graduated, but yeah, he was there. I was over at Hewitt, but
It's gonna
yeah.
be hard for me to go against Kyle on this if he's a Clay man. It'd be
Oh
like
man.
somebody from Leeds. I love you, Gary. You've done wonderful things in your life. Golly, it'd be hard to go against the homeboy.
Man, I'm gonna have to find what time we were at in this and kill the recording right before you said that.
Hey, you know what would be fun that week? Because Matthew and I are great friends. It
Yeah.
would be fun. It would be fun that week if Kyle got on one side, you got on the other side, and let's do little snippets all week leading up to the big game, and kind of give
Yeah.
people a backdoor look at what all goes on in preparation to at least try to win a football game.
I like it. I was actually texting Matthew this morning about doing one of these. So we need to make that happen. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Here's the number one thing you need to tell them. This is another negative to getting old. All right. So, if you go to Clay Chalkville, if you go now to Hoover, uh, you go to Briarwood, you go to now maybe Chilton County, and probably some other places here and there. But see, all of a sudden, we have interacted so much, they kind of know a few of my signals, and they know what our words are to get us into whatever we need to be in. So you tell Matthew Forrester, and I'm looking straight in the camera at you, Matthew. We will change our signals that week. So whatever you see that we signal over there, I guarantee it's going to be just the opposite. I promise. I promise.
We're in the preseason and we're already playing mind games for late September. I love it.
I love it too, man. Man, I appreciate you doing this, and
No,
I'm
thank
honored
you.
you're there. And keep doing what you're doing because you make a difference. You and even Kyle, he makes a difference because we all love to promote our programs and the great things going on in the world and the positive news going on. So
That's right. Well, I
keep it up.
appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
All right, take care, brother.
You too. Appreciate you, Coach.